Ahoy, bold leaders. Today we're going to explore how to step out of the overwhelm and into empowerment using artificial intelligence to grow your spiritual business. In this video, we're going to explore how AI can help you not only be the gentle yet powerful ally, but also how to use specific artificial intelligence types for specific actions. And I know that you feel or might feel, like most of my clients do, that to use artificial intelligence, we need to be techie, we need to be very smart in our moves with technology. But it's not true. Artificial intelligence is actually the simplest and the easiest way to get the most out of today's world and business. So let's speak about that. My name is Betty Gottwald, and I'm your AI captain on the digital ocean. Let's speak about how you can utilize artificial intelligence for your business as a light worker, as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a person who wants to grow your business, and AI can support you in this mission to change the world to be a better place. So many of us are called out to step into power and to share our gifts. We feel it from the inside, we feel it from our guides, we feel it from the universe. We have different sources of this calling. Yet still, the business section, the business part, feels sometimes heavy. And we don't want to be pushy. We don't want to be rejected. And for that reason, sometimes we step back and say, oh, but it's so hard. It's too hard. So today I want to introduce you a new kind of support, which is artificial intelligence. And we are going to speak about a few tools that can help you now without the need to be very, very, very proficient in tech. Just to amplify your message, to make more people hear about you, to utilize your time better so that you can change the world faster. And let's speak about that now. The first area that we can use artificial intelligence for is content creation. I'm sure you've seen at least a few ads about how to use one tool that is going to magically create months of content for you. The truth is, every single artificial intelligence has its limitations. And when you use the one tool that does everything, probably it's going to be of low quality unless it is very, very, very expensive. And why does it work that way? Because artificial intelligence is specialized in specific actions. This is why when we think about OpenAI, they have ChatGPT for conversation, for logical tasks, for developing content, for writing specific messages, for solving problems. They have DALL-E, which is specifically related to creating pictures, and they have Sora, which is related specifically to creating videos. When you have one tool that is going to generate everything at the same time, it's going to be a little bit messy because it's harder to manage the AI on the back end. It's just as if you were trained to cook, for example, soups, and someone told you, please cook a soup from those ingredients. You would be amazing and marvelous in this section because you know how to cook soups. But if someone told you, okay, you know how to cook soups, now please prepare a dessert for me, you would say, okay, I know generally how to cook. I know the soups, so I will try to prepare something for you. But it wouldn't be perfect, right? Because this is not the area of your expertise. So let's compare those AI tools so that you feel and know where to use specific tools, okay? We're going to speak about three. To remove the overwhelm, only the three most popular ones. I already told you about ChatGPT, which is perfect for analysis, for models, for strategies, for plans, because ChatGPT has the structured way to answer questions. I am not saying it can't create content for you. I'm just saying I prefer different tools for that. So let's speak about this other tool. Gemini is far better to generate content because with Gemini, it is more creative, more emotional, more engaging. And when you think about the origins of the tool, it makes total sense because Google had technology to compare different sites and analyze those different sites. So it was learning on the natural language on the internet. So knowing that, we can think and assume that, oh, so if Google was teaching their model on the websites, of course, not only websites, but just for the purpose of the explanation, then the results that it provides is more natural. It feels better. It is easier to understand. You can create social media content. You can create blog posts. You can create scripts for guided meditations with Gemini. But the most important thing that you have to remember is to put the emotional side within the prompt. So whatever you prompt, you can check my other videos about prompting, how to prompt artificial intelligence. But the most important thing is prompting for Gemini needs to provide the information about the emotional state that you are in or you want your clients to be in after consuming this specific content. And this is extremely important because this is going to set you apart from your competitors. In most cases, spiritual entrepreneurs tend to speak a lot of fluff, and people are trying to buy from them, but they not always understand the value that you provide. To give you the example, once upon a time, I was like 13 years old, and my mom was going to a tarot reader. Back then, I knew that it's for adults, so I never thought it's going to be available for me. I was just the observer. I was allowed to sit there and watch as the adults are playing their spiritual games. So I was sitting and listening what she was saying to my mom, and I felt that, oh, it's interesting, it's fascinating. How does she have access to those things, those like how to interpret those cards? They were not the regular cards, which I knew, like, the king, the queen, and, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But they were so magical. There were some pentacles and there were swords, and I was looking at that, like fascinated. And in a certain moment of time, the tarot reader, who was, by the way, amazing, the most amazing tarot reader I've ever met in my entire life. She was like around, I don't know, 50, 60. When I was 13, I felt that she was old, but she was not old. It was just my perception. And she said, would you like to have tarot cards? And I said, would you read one for me? I would love that, but like, I thought I can't yet. She shared what she saw in the cards with me. And it was very like profound moment because when my mom was 13 years old, she was at the same age and she went to the same tarot reader who told my grandmother and my mom that my mother is not going to finish schools because she, like the tarot reader, she sees the child, she sees finished education, she sees family, and everything is going to change. And my mom was very, very nice, kind, gentle child. So when someone heard that she's going to have a child when she was like 13, this felt like, what? That's impossible. Fast forward, when she was 17, she had me, but she finished the schools. She's now PhD in pedagogy and she's amazing. But why I'm sharing this with you, this was an amazing moment for me to experience that because I felt, oh my gosh, am I going to have a dad? Like, when am I going to have a family? And she was laughing when she saw my excitement, probably because she remembered the story. And at the same moment, my mom was scared. She was frightened. I saw those emotions on her face, like, oh my gosh, please, no, 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 not the same story. But when she opened the cards, she saw that, oh, I see business over here, like 13-year-old and a business. Like, seriously, I just had time to read the books, to go to the music school, and it was it. I had nothing else. She said, I see books, I see studies. You're going to accomplish major things. You are meant for a lot of important actions. And I remember this reading. I remember those emotions. And I was so disappointed hearing that because I thought, I wanted to have the family in the cards. Why isn't it there? And every single time I went to a tarot reader, I thought, please, 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 I want to see the family there. And moving again in time, I went to a different tarot reader who was also very good. And I was a few weeks, months before getting married to my ex-husband, and she opened the cards and she would just sigh like, why are you guys even doing that? What kind of reading is it? And she said, I see pain, I see suffering, I see struggle, and you are so different. The only thing that makes you similar is that you want this marriage to work. but you're so different that it's going to be a hurdle. Fast forward, we're divorced, but I'm not saying that it was the influence of a tarot card. I'm saying I knew I wanted this reading because number one, it was connected to prestige of being an adult. Number two, it was connected to the thing that it worked in the past, and they showed the past. Like in the past, it worked. And number three, the tarot readers that I had the pleasure and honor to meet were people who saw and understood more, and they were guides showing the way. And I'm saying this while speaking about content and speaking about Gemini, because Gemini is the kind of tool that is going to give you the freedom to speak more about your spiritual context. It is going to support you in showing up more as a spiritual entrepreneur, because Gemini is far better to understand those tiny little differences that are going to make all the difference when it comes to the content. The third tool that I would like to talk to you about is Claude. Claude is like a gentle guide, ensuring your words are aligned with your values while it creates content for sales pages and connects with your viewers. And I know it might sound like, generic text, but Claude is very good in showing and creating copy, especially when we compare the free versions. When you compare paid versions of ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, it is harder to spot the differences. But in the free versions, Claude is really amazing. The benefit that you get when you use Gemini is that using Gemini, you can export things directly to Google Docs, which means you can have the text written also in the document file. You don't need to copy and paste it. And additionally, when you use Gemini, you can also include additional or other formats like short posts or, I don't know, the reel scripts or something like that. And it can also be included in this one file. In Claude, you don't have that, but you can simply copy and paste. So summarizing the section of content creation, we need to select the tool that resonates best with us. ChatGPT is going to be shorter, it's going to be more down to earth, it's going to be more standard. And when you use free version of ChatGPT, the difference is huge. So I wouldn't recommend free version of ChatGPT to anyone now, because I've seen what are the results in the free version. I will tell this in a different video. And what are the results from the paid version? So paid version is the world class you can use. It's very good, especially now I'm using the O3 version. It's brilliant. It is really brilliant. But in the free version, not recommended. When we go to Gemini, Gemini in the free and the paid version is going to provide you solid, good materials that will be easily understood and perceived by your audience. Gemini is very good to show the emotional side and the spiritual side of your business, which I think is very important for you. Claude is going to be very, very good. It's going to produce amazing texts. In some cases, it is not even not spotted that it is AI generated. It is that good. But you need to remember that the challenge related to Claude is that we can't export directly to docs, but we need to use the copy and paste option. Whichever you choose, those are three that you can consider from the major tools to generate copy. Let's continue to the next one. Expanding your circle of light, like the fire. So using those AIs for your general marketing. I know I just used two words that are probably one of the most scary words for most of spiritual entrepreneurs, which is marketing and AI. It could be even worse when I told you sales. So there are three words that we feel like, I don't like it. So let's calm down. Let's remove the tension. Just listen. Okay, just listen. We're going to have plenty of time to test, to play, to see. Just now, think about it. Okay. We were speaking about content creation because we all have the experience of writing posts. In some cases, we are frustrated because they don't convert. The truth is, all we need is just a few changes, few minor shifts to have amazing results. Check the link to the program below, which might be interesting for you. Not only for content creation, the tools, but also using artificial intelligence for planning. We have a next level of our marketing efforts. So let me ask you, on a scale from 1 to 10, how comfortable do you feel planning your marketing calendar? And I'm not saying how comfortable are you planning your master classes or your workshops. I'm saying how comfortable do you feel planning your marketing actions, which means planning the actions that are going to promote your offers, that are going to help you sell more. And this is a very important question because this is the thing that artificial intelligence can do brilliantly well for you. It's going to be amazing. You're going to be, wow, is it even possible? So there are pros and cons of this solution. And again, we're going to speak about 3 tools, so buckle up. We're going to continue with that. The first tool that I do really recommend all of my clients is ChatGPT. Even though in content creation, ChatGPT doesn't win, but in structuring marketing strategies and marketing campaigns, it is very good. Because the way I see ChatGPT is just as if you put the masculine energy sign on it. Gemini is more like the feminine energy. We can do both, like we can create and we can plan, but it's natural that for men, it's easier to create structure, not men, male energy, okay? And for females, it is easier to, be creative, be flowy, be gentle, be content creators, right? So I'm saying this because when we go to ChatGPT and we ask it to create, for example, our marketing plan for the next 10 days, 14 days, the period is up to you. Or when we go to ChatGPT and ask, please create a content marketing plan for me, my priority is this, ChatGPT is going to provide you good results, really good, solid results. Gemini can do that, but in the free version, it's not going to be as effortless as in the case of ChatGPT. ChatGPT simply provides better results. When we compare it with Gemini and we compare it with the results from Gemini, we might see that Gemini is better when it comes to creating the SEO optimized plans for YouTube, for your websites, which again brings me to the conclusion, which is somehow obvious, because when you think about who created Gemini, which was Google, it is obvious that when you ask for SEO optimization for your content and for your strategy, it is going to perform better. And now as the third one, we have a new player, which is DeepSeek. I know that in the US, it is forbidden, or the legislation is aimed to make it forbidden. And there is going to be huge penalty for using it. I understand the politics. I'm graduated from international marketing and international politics. I get it, okay? I get it. But when you think about the broader context of using DeepSeek, this model is amazing and it provides incredible results. So as long as you don't live in the US or the legislation has changed, I don't know, a lot is changing now in the US with the new president and new government. But think about DeepSeek as the next level AI, the next level of AI. When you know how to prompt with ChatGPT, using DeepSeek is going to give you even better results in planning, in content development. But the challenge over here is it is owned by Chinese. And I'm saying this not because I have something against China, Chinese people, or anything like that. I'm just saying that if you are watching the political context and the system context of the owners of this platform, we have to be aware of the political and ethical context of this AI, just bringing your awareness. So we have the air, which is breathing to your clients with the energy that you have in the content. Then we have fire, which means planning this all. And now we are going to go to water, which is coaching, course creation, and providing the deeper connections to your clients. We are going to speak about 3 players over here. We will speak about Gemini, about ChatGPT, and about Claude. In all of those cases, you have to be aware that people, real human beings, are reading some of chats from all of the platforms. And I'm saying this because when we are extremely vulnerable with artificial intelligence about ourselves, and what is even more important, about our clients, we have to understand that someone might read it in the future. So we need to be very cautious when it comes to sharing any data that can be personal data, like for example, names and surnames, or even the emails or phone numbers. Treat this as a forbidden thing. I am very open for a freedom in general when it comes to using certain things, but this is the thing that I'm really rigid about. Never, ever share personal data of you, or even more, of your clients with artificial intelligence in the conversation. I'm not saying when you subscribe to something, it's totally different game, okay? It's the financial things. We get to pay for the services that we use. But when it comes to the prompts, the conversation that you have with AI, never, ever, 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 never, never share personal data. Okay? With that being said, we can speak about how can AI help us with the coaching sessions, and boy, it's amazing. So the first thing that artificial intelligence can help us is how to structure our programs and structure our sessions. I know that we all have our own style of running sessions, and it is very good. It is great because this makes us somehow unique. But when we have some kind of questions, like for example, I would like to change this element, or I would like to adjust this element, or I would like to make it better, or how can I optimize this to make more sense for my clients? AI, all of the AIs that I told you about, can help you with that. So let's speak about which one can help you most. First one, Gemini. Gemini can help us structure the sessions that we have with clients, with one-on-one clients. It can help us create the plans for those sessions. It can help us create the descriptions for those sessions. So it has a lot of fields to use. ChatGPT is amazing when it comes to creating the structure for our programs, especially if you know how to prompt or you have a good prompt already developed. So for example, if you want the plan for your next event or for your next program, then you can conversate with ChatGPT. This is the result that I have. This is the result that I provide my clients. This is the method that I use. And this is basically general idea for what I want to teach. Please, please, please help me structure that so that my clients have better results faster and they are more satisfied. Of course, ChatGPT is going to provide you the answer. And your task would be to read it and say, okay, I understand why it is here. It is a good idea, but I would like to move this over there because then it's going to make more sense for me. And I'm sharing this with you because in many situations we feel like, oh, I would like it that and that and then that and also that. But it leads us to the belief where we say, so what actually do I want to change and why? And we return to the structure which was previously advised, which we previously had, which is the pattern that we already have. We know it, we understand it. So look at ChatGPT answer and ask yourself, is it really good? Should I really use it? And adjust it to your preferences. Regardless of the style that you use, ChatGPT is going to find the patterns that work very well. So I suggest you to read it, okay? To see it, to read it, and in most cases, I implement it. I change some of the deets, I change the elements, but in most cases, I keep the original structure that ChatGPT suggests, especially when I shared the main idea with ChatGPT. Then going to our third tool, which is Claude. Claude is very good to provide you longer communication, like ethical conversations, like the conversation where you share some problems and challenges related to your coaching practice. And I'm saying this because in our coaching programs, we have different clients, who sometimes are like amazing and great, and sometimes are draining. And Claude provides us the space to discuss this issue without sharing data. Remember, never, ever, ever remember. And Claude is very good to conversate with us because Claude is one of the most ethical tools I've ever heard about. So Claude is going to provide you the sense of like using AI, but using it in a very ethical way. Then the last but not least area is for Earth energy, which is nurturing your tribe and building your group and building your tribe. Why I'm saying that? Because artificial intelligence is very good in lead scoring, in generating leads, in building communities, in creating lead magnets, in communicating those lead magnets, and so on and so forth. But the truth is, if you sabotage it with your energy, then nothing will work. I know, unpopular, I know, uncomfortable, I understand. But once we start thinking about it, you are probably very strong in manifestation. You are probably very strong in spirituality. You are probably strong in religion or spirituality in general or something of that sort. So you know that when you pray for something, you ask for something, and you assume it's going to come to you, it works on both sides. So if you feel and believe, oh, I'm not worthy to get clients, you will not. You will not get clients no matter what AI does for you. I'm saying this because we get to acknowledge our power. And all of the AIs can provide you the best possible solutions in the world. But if you don't do the mindset work around your worthiness, confidence, it doesn't work. Ask me how I know it. Experience. Experience. Going to those three major platforms that we can use for nurturing our tribe, we can start with the Gemini, and we can start with creating posts, creating content for our Facebook groups, for our Instagram profiles, for our YouTube channels. And for YouTube channels, of course, we can create script, but we are not going to generate the video itself, at least yet. Then when we continue with ChatGPT is perfect for planning and for strategy. So if you want to have the omnipresence strategy created for your tribe, where to capture them, where are they, and how to actually connect with them, when you need something to analyze the profile of your clients, ChatGPT is going to provide you amazing results. It's going to be amazing. And the truth is, when we dive deep into the profile of our clients and our tribe, it is easier to connect with them because we understand them on a deeper level. So when for example, when I know that my clients are spiritual entrepreneurs who are not techie and don't like tech, I'm not going to show you the back end of the AI and explain how algorithm within the AI works and how the numbers are like coded within specific tools, because number one, it's not interesting for you, and number two, which is even more important, it doesn't bring value for you. So this is why understanding your tribe is so critically important. It doesn't mean you don't have the answer. It doesn't mean it's not important for you. It means it is not that important to the tribe. So thinking about your community, your tribe, your group, your people, especially when we are in the new earth energy where we are equal partners, let's think about it. What do they want to get from you? What do they want to see? What do they want to learn? And then once you have this profile, you can ask ChatGPT, perfect, now I have the profile, please let me know where exactly can I find them. And then you can copy the description and go to Gemini and do the same process, because Gemini is going to be even more creative in generating those answers, especially that Gemini has access to internet or searching for specific pages that can be connected to your community. The third party is Claude, and to be very honest with you, I wasn't using Claude that much to develop content for my group, but I used Claude to generate content for my blog, and I was blown away, like, whoa, amazing, the next level quality with a free version. So with a free version of Claude, you can generate a lot of different forms of conversations and a lot of different ways to connect with your tribe. Next level thing would be to create the language that is going to be understood and clear for your audience. Like, for example, I often say to my clients that if something doesn't work, we need to course correct. Because the analogy that I use to explain you why it's important to make minor shifts to have major result is when we are sailing and we change our course by 1 degree, it's not noticeable in the beginning. We almost don't see it. But when you sail the boat, you will see the change getting more and more dramatic and bigger, which means at the end, you will see the different result just because you made this tiny little shift. So I'm not saying that we need to change our strategies. We need to course correct. And when we were speaking in our inner circles with my clients or my friends, we often say that we need to course correct. Speaking about that, what are the modals, the forms of language that you use in your communication? What are specific ways that you describe specific things? When you share it with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, whichever you choose, or DeepSeek, whichever you choose, okay? When you share it with your ChatGPT, with your AI, okay, then it's going to incorporate those words in the posts, in the strategies, in the plans, so that people that you work with will still feel that this is you. This is your energy, your vibration. Hope it makes sense. Summarizing this all, let's speak about how to actually use artificial intelligence and select AI for specific purposes. Marketing is very broad. To understand what is within marketing, we are covering number one, product and product development. What do you offer? What do you sell? Why you sell it? How you sell it? What is the value proposition standing behind it? What people get from you and why do they perceive it as more or less valuable for them? Then we have distribution. Where do you sell it? Do you sell it on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube? Then we have pricing. And pricing itself is the art. It's amazing to analyze different forms of prices. Why do we use number 7 at the end, not number 9? Why do we use the same numbers repeated over and over again? So the psychology of pricing is incredible because when we see the same numbers, the same digits, or almost the same digits with slightly little change at the end, we'll perceive something as more or less valuable. And in marketing, this is called the psychology of pricing and pricing strategy. Then we have promotion, which is nothing else but communicating our offers in different channels. And in all of those actions, we can use artificial intelligence. In the next level model, we have people, which means people who work for our organization and out of our organization. How do we communicate with them? How do we manage them? How can we communicate with them more efficiently and faster? How do we create processes, the next element, where we have optimized flow of value, optimized flow of information? And this is all within AI. Like AI is the next level. But the marketing itself covers a lot of different things. So in this particular video, we were speaking just about the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of marketing efforts. And we were predominantly speaking about product and promotion. Follow me for more because I have a huge plan for this channel and I can't wait to see you more frequently. Bye.